Hi, I'm just going to answer a few questions that I get, mostly like goth alternative questions about my lifestyle, the way I look, the way I dress, and things. So I'm going to start off with the first question that I get a lot is, how do people react to me on the streets, just like regular everyday life based on how I look? Um, hmm. I get mostly positive attention. People compliment me a lot on my hair, makeup, and style. Um, the only negative attention I get is guys hitting on me that I'm not really into because they're all like, "Hey, shorty, yeah, you, girl in all black, shorty with the mohawk," and I don't respond to that sort of attention. So, yeah, um, that's like as far as I get with like negative experiences. Like nobody's like ever discriminated against me or like stared me down much, but like only negative response I get is like from, if you live in Chicago, you know, like the Old Navy man. He's a guy that stands outside of all Old Navy, which is now Gap, but same location. And he just like judges people all day and tells you like, "You're going to hell," like, "Oh, you're gay. God said Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve," and like I walked past him a few times and he's just kind of looked at me in disgust, like, "You're not going to heaven dressed like that, young lady." And I think it's really funny. I actually feel pretty sad for him because he has nothing else better to do but to stand outside and judge people and be angry all the time. So I like to, if I'm walking down the street with a female friend, I like hold hands with her and skip and smile and wave, and he's just, "Oh, I just can't," and, "Oh my goodness, you guys are gonna go to hell," like, it's just really funny. I think that's like, as far as like negative attention that I get. Um, no, sometimes people ask me, "How did your family react to it?" They're still getting used to it, even though it's been a few years that I don't know, come out of the coffin or bat cave or whatever the cool kids are saying these days. um, like when I started like admitting that I like this look and style of dress and my favorite color is black, and I genuinely like the music, style, culture, and art, and I spent a lot of time researching about it to see if that's a good place for me. And a lot of things that I like that are considered goth or alternative are things that I liked way before I even knew what the goth or alternative scene was or is all about. So, yeah. Um, my family, at first, they thought that I was depressed, that I was just being rebellious, that this is just a phase, I'll grow out of it, I'm just acting out, um, I'm doing this to piss people off, um, that sort of thing. Um, I haven't really got anything too nasty, just little comments here and there. I still get them even though I'm 22 and I don't live with my family anymore. But like when I go visit them, like every once in a while, like I have all the sides of my head shaved. Like one of my cousins was like, "Oh, I'm worried about that hairstyle, girl." Or like I went to go visit my sister and she's like, "Oh, you keep dyeing and changing your hair, and you're a model. Like you're supposed to like have the same look and stuff. People hire you because they like your look and you keep changing it. Aren't you worried about like not getting work or like whatever?" So like I've had like just different concerns. Um, I tend to confuse people a little bit because I'm not exactly what you would expect of an African American woman. I'm not really. Like, I don't listen to hip hop or rap or R&B. I don't really understand most slang. I really don't. So, um, sometimes I have conversations with people because they assume that I'm like that, and it's just like, dude, you are barking up the wrong tree. A lot of times I tend to use this phrase a lot, like, I'm goth, ain't nobody got time for that. Like, seriously, dude? Like, why you bugging me? um, hmm. Another question that I get a lot is like, when did I start being alternative? When did I start joining the scene? That's kind of hard to describe because it's like, well, I started listening to rock and liking the things that I do like when I was around 12, and I started expressing that more outwardly when I was about 15, 16 years old. I started wearing predominantly black. Um, I let my hair like go into like the emo haircut, and my hair was black and stringy. I'm so glad it doesn't do that anymore. Started painting my nails black. And at first my family like didn't approve of that. It's like, oh, you can't paint your nails black, that's demonic. They're like, I'm not buying that. I was like, okay, well, I'll buy it myself. um, hmm. That's about as far as it goes is that aspect. Um, hmm. Question that people ask me is like, oh, what if you meet somebody and they're not goth, and you guys start dating? Are you gonna tone that down or change for them? And it's like, no. I mean, what you see is what you get. Um, this isn't a costume. This isn't a phase. This isn't for attention. I'm not having some type of malfunction. This isn't just me going to some event. This isn't a one time or every once in a while thing. This is me every single day, inside and out. I know people tend to think that they don't quite click to them that this is my life and this is my lifestyle. They just assume that, something's wrong. People assume that I wear all black because nobody ever told me that I look pretty in color. And they feel like, well, if I tell her she looks pretty in color, she'll start wearing color and not be so depressed. And it's like, no, it doesn't work like that way. Sure, I probably do look good in color to you, but I don't really feel comfortable wearing much colorful things. Like, I'm wearing stripy socks now. I wear different patterns and prints like that. Today I wore a polka dot dress with like red frilly stuff under it, but I don't really wear like pink or yellow or lime green or anything too bright or light or anything. So, yeah. And I wouldn't change myself to be with somebody else. I feel like you should accept me for who I am. And if that person isn't willing to accept me for who I am, then the relationship isn't really going to last long. And that goes for friends, that goes for dating, that goes for, to a certain extent, employers. I feel like those that mind don't matter, and those that matter don't mind. So I shouldn't have to change who I am to fit into somewhere. I just feel like you should accept me for who I am, and as long as I'm not doing anything to hurt anybody, then it shouldn't be a problem. Um, yeah. Um, this isn't a phase. I'm not like this to piss people off, but I realize that is something that tends to happen, but is their problem, not mine. Um, yeah. Hmm. I do have problems with anxiety and depression, but that doesn't have anything to do with me being alternative in any way. I think anxiety and depression is something that anybody and everybody suffers from at some point in their life, and is not really affiliated with any scene or any religion, any subculture, or anything at all. Is just a thing of life. Um, hmm, let's see. What other questions do I get asked? Um, like I get asked about my makeup. Like, do I always wear a lot of makeup? I don't wear makeup every single day of my life, but when I do wear makeup, I like to wear makeup. Like, I don't like light or neutral looks. If I don't have time to put on my makeup as well as I would like to, then I do have lighter days where I'm just sort of lazy about it, but I don't really like neutral or, I don't know, normal looks. Like, it just doesn't click with me. I can't do it. Um, yeah. Like, if I go to, like, a job interview or something, then I tone it down a little bit, but it's, it's not to the extent where I'm not even me anymore. Hmm. So, yeah. Glad to answer your questions, and feel free to ask me more, and I'll get back to you guys later. Thanks.